sometimes they tell us about the x-intercepts. This is where you have to remember, she says optimistically, that if we know that a quadratic graph crosses at P and Q, that P and Q would be our x-intercepts. Yes? No? Let's ignore this question for now. So if I said to you, we've got this graph here, and I said sketch it for me. Do you remember the other day we said we would start off by showing the x-intercepts? So we would have our set of axes, and we know it goes through the points -4 and +3. Do you remember that?
Yeah. You said present the question for now.
Yes.
We need to change.
Oh no, I'm just you don't have to write that little bit there. Okay, because we're going to write the whole example as an example. But this is just a recap that you remember that that's how that works. Yes? And remembering that we get these two numbers because that's the value that makes this bracket equal to 0 and this bracket equal to 0. Yeah? If I had this, what would be my two values? Where would this graph cross the x-axis? Jamie?
Would you have to divide it with 2x? You have to divide it by 2, and then 3 over 2.
Almost.
Negative.
Yeah, -3 over 2. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So it's the opposite of this value, just the same as it was there, but divided by this number. Yeah, and then this one would be +7. Yes? Is that coming back to you? So, I'm reminding about this because if we have a little look see at this example, that this quadratic function is intersecting at two fractions. Okay, so if we're intersecting at -5/2 and 1/3, I know we can start it off in this format. So we would have y equals a bracket x. Oh, actually, what would be in my bracket? So if it was -5/2, it would be 2x what? +5. Because I know it crosses at -5/2.
Oh, we just read it.
It's the top number
Oh, okay.
here, yeah, and then this denominator is in front of the x, yeah. And then my other bracket would be what?
3x.
3x minus, careful, yeah, minus what? You good with that? All right.
Think of a way to remember that. Did we remember something?
We did when we were solving quadratics. That so we started off with this version and ended up and we were trying to find where it crossed the x, where it was equal to 0. And so you need to be able to go backwards. So the number that's with the number that's stuck on the end is always the numerator and include the sign. So it's the opposite of the sign with the numerator. So that's why that's +5. And the denominator is always the value in front of the x.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay? Maybe write extra notes to yourself there to the side if that helps. It goes through the coordinate of 142, so in the same way that we were just talking about, we then substitute those values in for the x and the y. So we're going to say 42 equals 2 times 1 plus 5 and 3 multiplied by 1 subtract 1. Okay, so I've just substituted in this coordinate. So we've got 42 equals a 2 multiplied by 1 is plus 5 is let's use the rest of these. 3 multiplied by 1. Take away 1 is 2. Yeah, these are little. So those two things are being multiplied together. So we've got 42 equals 14a. So a is 3. Okay, because how do we get 3?
That
42 divided by 14. Yeah. And so my final function is y equals 3 bracket hold down 2x plus 5, 3x minus 1. Alright, so this one has got a diagram. But it's the same principle. It tells you two pieces of information. What's this coordinate they've told us? The vertex. Yeah, so we're going to go back to that one we did just now. So that format we had just then. So we've got y equals a bracket. Okay, who can tell me what I'm going to write? Knowing that the vertex is at -1, -2. Kiara.
Y equals a bracket.
Good reading. So it's the vertex format, so it's the example like just before. So it's the x minus h all squared plus k.
So x minus,
Careful.
no, x plus 1, and then the closed bracket squared plus 2.
Okay.
No, minus.
Okay? Very good. Alright. So we've got the vertex is at -1, -2. So remember it's the opposite value of the x coordinate goes in the bracket. It's that squared. And then the y coordinate is as is. Okay, we now need to find the value of the a. They told us the y-intercept. So we know that the y-intercept happens when the x value is 0. So we're now going to substitute that in. So we've got -4 equals a bracket 0 plus 1 squared subtract 2. Before we even get going on this, what can you tell me about the value of a? Looking at the graph, tell me something about the value of a. Does that graph look like the other graph that we've had? It's going to be negative. Good. Why, Mia? Because it's that. Yes? You see that? So this value that we're going to be finding has to be negative because we know it's upside down. Okay? So -4 equals a. 1 squared is 1. So we've got -4 equals a subtract 2. To get a on its own, we're going to add 2 to both sides. So that a is -2. So our equation is y equals -2 x plus 1 squared subtract